thanks so much for them for joining. I am Reka.eth, or Reka for short, head of comms at Zerion and Boundless. Emily and I are currently the hosts, and we have a very, very special guest today joining us to roast and actually try to be spicy, unlike most of the times when Emily or I are just like super wholesome, cushy advice givers. So welcome, everyone. Welcome, LDF. And then Emily, please introduce yourself after her.
Sure.
Hello. No pressure at all. I don't know how I became the spicy one of the three of us, but I'll try my best. I'm LDF. I work on the narrative team at Layer Zero. I did not add my title here, but I will do that during the stream. And yeah, first time caller, long time listener.
Welcome to the Crypto Marketing Roast. I'm Emily. I will say, Reka, I think last roast, episode 5, where we did it live, I feel like we are really improving with our roasting. And specifically for this episode, I chose not to eat. So I'm pretty hungry and I'm ready to go at it. So we're going to test that today. But hey, everyone, my name's Emily. I'm the CMO of Hype. We're a full service crypto marketing agency. And this is kind of our high speed marketing roast where we bring guests on. And we've never seen any of their socials, website, or product. We actually don't know what they'll be sharing with us. And we'll just be giving them our live and raw feedback.
Well, that's a little bit of a lie, because today we have really special guests that are already huge, and we probably have seen them everywhere. But the truth is, we did not look.
We never thought.
We didn't look, and we don't know what is the one thing they want us to roast, kind of. So at least we did not look on the one thing. So let's get started. Why don't we?
Sure. Okay. Hello, Levi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, excited to be on the show, guys.
Thanks for coming on. Thank you so much. Introduce yourself, your project, and then give us what we'll be roasting.
Yeah, sure. So excited or a little bit nervous to hear that Emily has a meeting and to have LDF here. So I don't know how hard you guys are going to go, but I came prepared. Anyways. Hi guys, my name is Levy. I'm doing everything social and everything community for Malda. Malda is we have our testnet live right now. Malda will be a unified liquidity lending protocol, and it is expected to go out in a couple of months' time. What we do is we pretty much unify liquidity from different L2s and mainnet together in order to create a seamless lending experience where liquidity is genuinely unified and it's not just like bridged between each separate chains. And we do this by using ZK proofs to secure this across this intent-based bridging as well. So yeah.
Wow. Bridges mentioned, unified liquidity mentioned, ZK mentioned. We're off to a great start.
Wow. The AI social media scrapers are thriving right now. Let's go.
And so are we.
Hit every buzzword. Okay.
All right.
So you guys see this well? I'll zoom in a little bit.
Thank you, Emily.
So pretty much we launched our testnet program right now. So the one thing I would like you guys to look over is just the post in the previous 1 week about how we did the testnet campaign, a little bit of feedback on that. And we did a rebranding a couple months ago. So just a couple of thoughts on that would be really cool as well.
So let's scroll back to the first post is what you're saying? And
I think you can take it from here. It's a few posts here.
I'm excited because I've actually never heard of Malda. I'm not very close with the ZK ecosystem. So this is like very fresh for me. Looking at the break free, I like it. It's provocative, but I have no idea what it means. So I go immediately here, unified lending without limits. And I see the break free tagline again. So without knowing anything, it sounds like another Aave or Morpho to me, just as somebody in crypto, but I'm assuming it's a lot more than that. That's just my mistake.
If you look very close, yeah, you did. If you look really closely at the header, it could also be a tampon commercial.
That's true.
Make it pink or purple.
Wait, so to be clear, are we looking specifically at socials, or is there a campaign that we're supposed to look at, or the website? Okay, Because I was going to say, yeah, immediately, like my mind says it's okay that I don't have the most information because I know I can click through to the website, which is something that I would do immediately. So I almost feel like I'm holding myself back from doing that right now for the purposes of just looking at socials directly.
If we have time, we can. But what's your immediate reaction when you see this? Do you think tampon commercial as well?
No, my immediate reaction is, okay, lending without limits. What does that mean? I'm going to go to the website. It is interesting to think about social as like just kind of like a pass through instead of expecting it to answer all of my questions like right off the bat.
By the way, for the record, I don't think it looks like a tampon commercial. But if you're looking at "break free" just as a slogan, I don't know.
She's trying to be spicy. She said she was going to deliver, and here
Okay. Let's look at the testnet campaign.
Okay, I'm going to scroll down here. So here's the pinned message. It's actually the ending. Oh, risk zero mentioned.
Yeah. We do have Risk Zero as our co-host for the campaign. They're doing the DK part of Malda.
I mean, just from me, like someone who still I've never been on your socials ever before. The first thing I see is like, oh, missed out on another opportunity. And I have no idea still what you are. And this is maybe helpful for your community, but what I think is missing is what's next. Like, all right, your campaign's over. This is the first thing they're going to see when they go to your profile. Let's also go through some of the things that you wrote in the last week, I guess.
Can you have more visuals, please?
Yeah, we're trying to collect all the stats. We're planning a big stat recap for testnet. It's going to be crazy.
Okay. Well,
one thing that just like, I mean, I guess we have you here, so like I would be wondering myself this, but like, is this a user-facing application? Like, is that your target audience? Like, who are you trying to speak to here? I assume it's end users, but with crypto, it's always like a question.
Yeah, most definitely. It is the end users that we are targeting here.
All right. I have to go back to the original rules because I know we didn't say this and it's our fault. It's my fault. There's usually no talking. So we usually roast. You tell us what to roast and we roast. And it's not a conversation usually. And that's not your fault. Absolutely. We ask questions literally. So don't worry. But for future reference, we should be talking the whole time. And then you have usually a minute at the end to revive yourself.
Well, I will say, like, the fact that LDF has questions means she's confused. So that's a thing in itself, because I'm also confused. I'm still scrolling down and I know, okay, I see it's green. I know that's unified lending, and I know you have a testnet campaign. I have no idea how I can participate. I have no idea what you even are. I'm kind of in solidarity, like, with LDF. Can we click on the website real quick?
I was going to say, because I feel like that's also unfair feedback for me to give, because most of these questions I would take a couple of extra steps to try and figure out. It's not like I'm looking at this thinking I'm going to churn because I have no idea what's going on, or like this is straight up not for me. Okay. So
we're here, and it again reminds you, like, hey, you missed out on additional wealth. I really don't like this because I'm just like, I still don't know what you can do. I see it here finally, but it's so tiny, the text, like lend and borrow without limits across Ethereum and L2s.
Yeah.
And then you have subtext, unified pools, unified experience secured by ZK proofs. And then the main thing my eyeballs see is this visual here, which again tells me like, okay, I can't participate.
So on that note too, just because another thing that I would think about, like I see up in the right, it says try out testnet, but it does feel very much like a landing page for me, like as opposed to, hey, if I was on this page and the campaign is over, if I'm going to the website, I probably actually want to know about the product itself, as opposed to me being driven to the landing page because the campaign is happening. It's almost as if like you need to update your calls to action. And like, so if I went to try out testnet, I would expect that it would say like, hey, we had an awakening campaign like previously or something like that. But it almost feels like the order of operations are inverted a little bit right now.
Right. Yeah.
I would echo to make the buttons bigger or make the. we've seen this with Soon, when, if any of you are here who've watched our live roast when we were in Denver, is the spacing and highlighting a campaign that exists or existed. That is a very valid thing, and kudos to you for updating the website. But when it's over, give me the next best thing to do. If I'm a big supporter, make the next best thing so obvious, like trying your testnet and making that the prominent thing.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say, like, if I click on Shout Testnet and agree, the button is really small. This is a really sexy APY,
Yeah.
and I know it's testnet, but there's also so much white space here where it would be so helpful if you had a visual to explain to me where you're coming from, which L2s are you unifying liquidity from, how are you solving fragmentation to get these APYs. But yeah, I think this is really sexy to degens. This would be really scary to non-degens.
Yeah, I was going to say the other like almost educational piece. And again, in my mind from the first page, especially since the campaign itself isn't going on anymore, I'm almost missing like some reasons that you would want to borrow in the first place. Like again, even on the main page, the idea that I would need unified liquidity in any case is still for me to end up wanting to borrow or supply. And so I think like almost selling that and then having a good UX, which like this is beautiful, I think is more compelling because you're almost burying the actual product beneath all of these other like gamified tactics, when without the campaign running, like people might just actually want to use it. And so you could lean in harder to like why you would use the product itself.
As time police and ops police, Levy, do you have anything to say, to redeem, or feedback? And then we have to hop onto the next one.
No, really great points. Thank you guys. Testnet is over. We're in the transitioning period. We have been with the rebranding as well, so that was difficult. So yeah, thank you. A lot to take away from here.
Thanks for joining. Also, by the way, crazy, like a 1 week testnet. That's kind of crazy work, guys. I think I need to rework what I'm doing also. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean testnets aren't going for months and it's like an exhausting thing? Maybe it can be a week, or maybe it could be a 10-day thing.
Maybe it could be a flash sale, like 24 hours.
Exactly.
It's a 10-day thing. Just don't expect to sleep. So it feels more like a 3-day thing.
But then at least you don't sleep for 10 days instead of 3 months. That's kind of cool. batch, no sleep, baby.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
I always feel so bad clicking the remove button.
I know, because we just bounce people. Let's go. Next one.
Hello.
Hey, Jackie.
Hey, everyone. Nice to meet you.
Hello. Please introduce yourself, your project, and then the thing we're about to roast.
Yeah, of course. I'm Jackie. I'm the founding designer at Privy. Privy is a wallet infrastructure and onboarding tool that makes it easy to get any user onto your crypto app or to build on chain. Our customers range from consumer apps like Zora and Farcaster to trading platforms like Hyperliquid and DYDX to more fintech customers who are trying to get crypto rails for their for money movement. So I am sharing just our website landing page. We recently underwent a redesign for this specific page, and I'm super curious to hear what you think.
All right, let's get into it, guys.
All right.
And a reminder, refrain from asking direct questions for a couple minutes so we can actually make progress on looking at the website.
Yeah, and I'm trying to zoom in because the subtext is a little small.
Let's do this one maybe. I mean, that's the thing. I think to call out, the subtext is really small and there's so much space here. I know there's an animation, but this visual just feels more empty than an actual educational visual or something insightful. That's at least what I pick up.
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of white space, especially because I can tell like the tagline's good and I can tell that it's cycling through something, but it's immediately clear that I'm gonna need to read the subtext. And so I've already found myself like looking at it really closely. The copy is clean though.
I really like the main copy but this is quite long. I agree with you. Like we would need to read that. I do like that this is mobile optimized, and I actually think the white space is less on mobile. And I imagine if you look on your analytics, you probably have, I don't know, it actually can be mixed because B2B can actually have more desktop than mobile. But if you're consumer, for sure, you need to be mobile optimized. On desktop, you mentioned as you were doing your introduction, a ton of like amazing projects, and it's not above the fold. It could be my browser, but for me, like I want to see these logos here, but I have to scroll down a bit. So there's something here with spacing, and maybe it's the fact I'm using Chrome. I don't know. So it could be different on other accounts. What's your take, Reka? Does this make sense to you? Like how it's positioned? Because this is always the most important.
No, yeah. I like majority of the copy. I also think the subtext is a little one line too long. You somehow have to find a make it to make a little bit more concise and a tiny bit bigger. I also agree that the connection on animation on the right does not give me anything. If anything, your brand is so cool, and I think that almost takes away from it, to be frank with you. And the header is giving sass, which I actually really appreciate because Privy kind of is sass, and I really like that I know what to do there because I'm very used to doing that. So that's very nice and clean. Moving down, I do have to agree that it could be one half scroll higher. It could start one half scroll higher, but then again, the stark difference between the kind of painting color and the white is a little rough if we want to put the customers there as well. So that needs definitely some adjustment if you want to make it less intense. Let's go further.
I think you could also probably switch. It would move the logos up a little bit further if you put that tiny copy, which almost like summarizes why all of those matter underneath it. Could also help.
Yeah, agreed. Also, there's something here in your subtext that is really strong. Like one simple API, if you're a developer or you're a builder, like this is such a strong USP.
Yeah, I would bold that.
You should, yeah, you should expand on this, or if you are to reduce this or make this more readable, just make sure this is highlighted. Here's some of their animations here, unlock crypto rails. Something that I just want to call out is this will make sense if you are already building on existing crypto rails. But if you plan to, I don't know like Privy's growth plans, but if you plan to expand to, let's say, games or e-commerce stores that are not familiar with crypto yet, this is not going to click for them. So finding another way to explain that might be helpful if you are in a scale phase. This still to me is really small. And this also, I know it's a call to action button, but it doesn't really seem like one. I think just with the coloring or how small it is, it's only because of the arrow that I know.
Yeah, I agree. I also probably would replace these three value propositions with ones that are more like growth or business oriented, especially because I think, yeah, like I just saw easy integration, like that's a good one. Or like, yeah, scale your app, things like that, because you already have a pretty direct line for developers to go through to get started. I think you almost can stop pitching developers so hard and instead give more context for decision makers who might send this to their developers afterwards.
Let's go further down because we only have 1 or 2 minutes more on Privy.
Here we go. Yeah, like this. I would almost pull this up instead of the other value propositions, or
Can
even
you maybe
highlight verticals.
Yeah.
Can you maybe say how much faster onboarding is or how much less client churn is because of Privy? Because it is. And I think that's a huge, at least for me as a builder, that's like a pretty big benefit that I'm willing to pay for. I know you're saying 50 million through the apps, but, you know, reiterate with different framing the same number to me.
Yeah, it almost seems now too like you could probably nest some of these crypto specific examples like almost into that. Maybe.
I do like these animations. I agree with what you said, LDF, of like this, once it got here, it got a little bit more exciting to understand visually what it's saying. There's a lot of, I see the benefits here.
I like though that you had us buy in with how much you're securing. Like I like the order of things.
I like the speed too.
Maybe the funnel isn't that clear to me, or the through the buttons, through the because you do need to get a retail person excited to spread brand awareness. You do need to get devs excited, and you do need to get more major stakeholders who have been pitched Privy by their team for decision making. Though I think they would rather like see pricing in a contract, honestly. So I don't know if they're on this site.
I think I saw pricing at the top.
Yeah, there is pricing. So that was
Yeah.
actually a compliment. I'm trying to withhold from compliments, but thank God there's pricing. I really dislike when SaaS companies make you call them for pricing. One thing I will say without like spending too much time just clicking through the website is I realize that you have like truncated USPs and benefits on each of these. Did I go out of the homepage? My bad. I think I clicked out. Let me go back to wherever I was. And whenever you have like sales calls with your customers, I don't know where the original page was. Was it
It's
just
okay. Just say the words because we're also like running out of time.
Okay. But like under here with the benefits, when people click more, it expands to all of these different things, which is great because you're capturing people on every part of the funnel. But what I suggest is in Web2 SaaS, when you're doing these demo calls, if you are recording the calls or if you're taking down objections or understanding what your customers really love, take down what people are using you for and use that as the main headlights and USPs because you have a lot here. So that's just like something I've learned from Web2 SaaS. I feel like this was not really a roast and more like
compliments. I know, it was great. Jackie, do you have anything to say for yourself or feedback or anything?
No, thank you. That was super helpful. I'm going to call you the next time we have a redesign. Thanks.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Also great work. Yeah. We have to get better at roasting, but when it's great work, it's so
hey,
hard.
the quality has increased significantly. Yeah.
This is one of the better websites I've seen at Crypto. Yeah. Or maybe I'm not hungry enough. Thank you. All right.
All right. Let's go. We're cruising through the minutes, so we have to kick it.
Jules.
Hello.
Please introduce yourself, your company, and what we're about to look at.
Cool. So I'm Jules. I'm leading business development and partnerships at Zerion. Zerion is a crypto wallet where you can track all of your assets, all on chain. We've seen a couple of you guys and done a couple activations with you guys. So I'm really excited to kind of look at our API landing page because I think a lot of people know of us from our wallet, but they don't know that we power a lot of the wallets and dApps in the space, some of them being Warpcast. So we just launched a big thing with them. So all of that data and all the data within the Zerion wallet are actually endpoints that you can pull into your dApp. So we have been thinking a lot around how we can build a better landing page, and I definitely think we need a roast. So I'm happy to do it with you girls.
All right.
Let's go.
We're developers, keep in mind.
Yeah, I'm actually first curious, Jules, like how do people get on this page? Because are they like finding you off Google or do they go through another website before they land here?
I do see at the top there's API. So I assumed if you clicked API on the main homepage, this is where it would lead.
Yeah, so people can either find us through our app. You could also find us. We get a lot of referrals. So from our like current customers, they always refer if there's like someone asking for it. And then also we get it a lot from like ChatGPT, which is quite crazy. So
fun.
Yeah.
That's fun. Underrated. All right.
Okay, let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
Number one, I also had to like go like this. Granted, to be fair, I'm watching this in a screen. So like it is smaller than other people would, but it was hard for me to build incredible apps with.
Yeah.
Enterprise grade real-time wallet data.
This is a lot of, this is a word salad for me. My eyes went here and I actually have like a bigger monitor, but this is still really small. But enterprise grade real-time wallet data, like say that 3 times fast. It just does not hit, you know?
But it makes sense, but we just need less word, more concise words for the same thing.
Yes.
There's a lot of blank space on this page. So I assume that there's more if we scroll down. Okay, great. But to me, like it would have been nice for me to like have been pulled towards something else.
Agreed. You could even have this like animation
Yeah.
here on the right side and have this on the left, or even those companies you mentioned like Warpcast or Farcaster.
Yeah.
There's no logos here. There's no testimonials. There's just like so much empty space here. It's just like an empty sea of blue.
It's really relying on me knowing that I want to be here already in order for me to like view any more on this page.
Also, a note on, I'm assuming the pricing model is mostly SaaS like for the API. Taking a lesson out of Privy's book, it was perfect that it was on the top. We actually really want to know. Like, if I'm a developer or I'm a decision maker, I just want to know, because I'm comparing 7 different things for a few quality metrics, and one of them is price. So give me that as fast as possible. And then
It does say free API key, and if it's completely free, call that out.
Yeah.
You know.
I was going to say, I feel like it can be more aggressive as well. Like even enterprise grade real time as like qualifiers for wallet data are like almost defensive as opposed to being like free, fast, like more growth oriented things.
All right.
That's
This feels like more word salad to me.
a
Like,
lot of words.
yeah.
Again, I think like instead of saying like what people can do with it, like even leading with scale your product with leading Web3 data or something like that, so that it gets more to like why someone would want it as opposed to like what they're wanting in the first place.
I honestly would put a page, or this part of the page, be what we usually see with a few cards of your USBs, and that would make it much more concise and visual. This is not a bad visual, by the way, of code and the wallet, because then code translates to human readable icons. It makes sense in my little pea brain. But if you put this, for example, in three cards, the line, the headline, and the tagline would be so much smaller and more concise, and
I
they're
agree.
visual, so we'll understand from visuals and fewer words.
I also think like those 3 could probably be like all the data, and it's like NFTs, transactions, portfolio, and then it's like human readable, and then like probably another one.
I will say, like, I think this copy needs a lot of work. I'm coming from a consumer mindset, so maybe developers want all of this jargon, but all you're trying to say here is that you can track all your users like tokens and positions, right? But you're saying it like, I have to really read and think about what you're trying to tell me to get that out. So this is really important because this is where your eyes go to outside of this visual. And I feel like this is just not really telling me what the actual benefit is, because here I have no idea what industry leading Web3 portfolio even is and why I need it to scale with my product. So what is that end outcome? That needs to be reframed and repositioned. This is a lot easier to understand because now I know it's like, okay, supercharge my products. Yeah. Let's see. There's also so much, what are these called? It's the end of
Hyphens.
my day. Hyphens, yeah. And it just makes me feel like whoever wrote this is using GPT or something. I don't love these hyphens here. Detailed human readable transactions. So again, this is telling me what it is, but it's not telling me the benefit. If I'm building an app or if I'm planning to integrate Zerion into my app, like why do I need detailed human readable transactions? What will that do for my product? So you just need to flip it.
It will supercharge it. It's right above. Whatever that means.
Yeah. So when I think of supercharge, it's like, okay, you're going to help me scale. You're going to help me with user acquisition. You're going to help me reduce my costs. So my CAC is smaller.
And again,
yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Reka.
I have one visual note here. Aside from the colors that I have, there's many colors here, too many purples and shades, different temperatures of pink. But the title of all of these cards is to the left side, and then the subtext in the card is in the middle. And that's so bad in a design way, in a very small, detailed, nitpicky way. All of them have to be either centered or to the left. They have to be a little more homogeneous, because read more is also to the left. So it makes reading even more, it's breaking the eyes line. to be very specific there.
One other thing, the call to action on all three of those is read more, and it's already a lot of text. So like I'm not compelled to click on any one of them because I feel like I'm gonna end up hitting like even more text.
It could just be one button in the middle underneath.
Yeah,
with
it
a
could also
different call
just
to action.
be the actual main conversion, which is like set up the API. You could have the floating buttons there, but they're not there anymore. I really like this as someone that like wants to see images.
I think this also says a lot of what you're trying to say with words where it's like several million and blah blah blah. Like this is just very concise. I like this.
Again, we're visual creatures. Less words, more numbers and shapes and colors.
This is almost like the entire page just put in one graphic too. I do think you could have less text on the security piece though.
Yeah, agreed. I think something else missing too is I know this is about wallets, but something about scaling products. And I'm not sure who it looks like goals, and there's other wallets as well. But all of these types of dApps or protocols have users. So if there's something here about how many users you have supported, I think that'd be strong. I want to call out and compliment that adding this here. It's kind of like an e-com where there's trust badges. And even though you've never heard of this organization that supposedly put a security badge, you at least feel like you're somewhat a little bit safer than without. So that's nice. I really think all of this stuff should have been a little bit higher.
Yeah.
At least like the logos here, because here I'm getting a peek of, okay, who are you? And then why should I trust you? And then you're selling to me, but you kind of lose me here on exactly what you do. I'm still a little bit confused and how it benefits me.
And especially since this is like the call to action is very clear. This is like a performance landing page. Like you basically want someone to convert to going to the API as quickly as possible, even if they don't read everything below it. So like you don't want them to have to go through every single thing on the page in order to get there because they're already probably pre-qualified to your point.
Yeah, one more thing that will actually help that a lot on conversion is having a floating button up here in your header. Like, I think your main call to action is like get free API key or start building. But so wherever they are in that journey, because everyone needs a different level of understanding to decide to convert, having that accessible for them to click on would typically help your conversion rate. So yeah, I see it here now, but you have to scroll through like 3 sections to get there. Oh, here's pricing. So there is a price.
Very small at the bottom. I'm already gone.
Yeah, but no, there is a price, but they still don't tell you what it is. And you know what's worse? You have to email them.
No.
You want me in your CRM, don't you?
And also, especially since it said free API key, I feel like this is then almost like taking away from that or like adding confusion.
Tell us which part is free and then what we're paying for and then how much should I roughly pay. And then if I want like enterprise or if I want my whole product to be based on Zerion, I could talk to you. But then give me something that's free and accessible and I can start playing with it, do queries, I don't know, be more transparent about it. Also, guys, we're up on time. So Jules, do you have anything to say for yourself?
Oh, thank you so much. This was so helpful. I really appreciate you guys.
Sick view, by the way.
Thanks for coming.
Congrats on the view. And thank you for joining.
Congrats on the new apartment. Thanks, Jules.
Thanks, guys.
See you later. All right. Let's go.
All right. Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hey, please introduce yourself, your project, and what we're about to look at.
Awesome. My name is Shahrukh Rao. I'm product lead at Eco. Eco's mission is to convert any on-chain experience into a single-click stable send experience, single click being the keyword here. So our focus is primarily on building stablecoin abstraction tech. What I mean by that is abstracting stablecoins into a single balance across chains, but also across different stablecoin types. The first thing that we build towards this vision is a permissionless and modular transfer system. And we use that transfer system to build a product called the Eco Portal, which is essentially just an intent bridge. So I know we're doing a lot of landing pages here, but it's dealer's choice. You can either look at our landing page at eco.com or you can try out the portal. Excited to hear what you all think.
Ooh, I'd love to try a product, by the way. But I have an initial first note, if you guys let me. If you don't do what was your main tagline? Single click? Single send?
Yeah, single click stable send.
If you don't do if you if you don't do a one-click stand in term like fun campaign, I'll cry. And I'll explain myself because I know I delivered this terribly. But what I mean is one night stands and one click stands and one click sends are kind of similar. So if you want to have a wordplay, here you go for a silly
Free
campaign.
advice.
Okay, let's start this off better. Thank you, Emily,
All right.
for connecting your wallet to this.
Yeah,
while I
I'm
deliver that paperwork.
connecting my wallet right now. I'm
Amazing.
gonna say I came here and have no idea like what the F is going
so
on.
Yeah, I'm
dark.
confused.
It's so
I'm-
dark.
I'm also just like,
Wait, is this a bridge?
Turn on the lights, baby. Where are the lights? Tell me what to do.
Okay, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
where-
Here we go.
there's
Here we go.
light.
Oh,
Now
thank-
it's a little
well,
blinding, but I
yeah.
still don't know like what do I even do. So yeah, you're basically missing like words here of
Yeah.
saying like what you are. So okay, I'll click on some random
Alright.
buttons, available chains, select
Nice
token.
and blue.
Ooh, that's beautiful.
Does
I
it turn
have-
red if you click optimism?
Probably. I hope so. Yeah.
It does.
Okay,
we
that's
like
very
that.
satisfying.
Okay,
It's
so
also
we do.
very interesting to me that like my eyes visually go to the right on like hyperlane, and like only because I know hyperlane and native, like I know what those are, but like it feels weird that I would be almost directed to like another company before I know really
What
what's
you
going
are.
on here, which is actually contextualizing what I'm doing on this page.
I also have to say, you said your biggest thing is single click, and Emily has clicked like 6 things so far.
To be
I'm like,
fair, she's
You did
clicking
not-
every button possible.
I'm just no, I'm really enjoying the colors. It's a nice party trick, but I still
Yeah.
have no idea what I'm doing here.
just
and
like have
I
a
really-
color picker as like a product, like a separate product.
And
I
also,
think-
I have no stables in this wallet, and I think you can only do stuff with stables on here. So yeah, is this a bridge?
It is. That's the point.
I can send you some
It's-
ones if you post it in the
Yeah.
It's okay. So I think, based on the interface and what our lovely guest has told us, this is a bridge based on intent that will only send stables across chains from an address that you connect to an address that you give, and it could be the same address.
Okay,
How do I change
so
the
I can
address?
use it as a bridge for myself, or I can send stables to other people easily using
Can you
this.
send to other people? I don't see where you can change that.
No?
It's just for
Okay.
yourself.
When you
Okay.
when you said put in another address and it could
Sorry,
be,
I was
Yeah.
confused.
I was like, wait,
So-
what?
Okay. I have a few things to say about this because I use a ton of bridges in the sense where I cross-check
Same.
prices. I'm kind of crazy like that. And the fact that this is stables only is already limiting. I have no idea like why this bridge is better than others, whether it's security or costs. Here it says third-party trust with the minus sign, and that doesn't really make me feel safe at all. I also don't know why that'd be called out. And it also looks like your own native route isn't live yet. So what's the
Yeah.
difference with me just going to hyperlane directly?
Yeah, it almost feels like
a-
it's adding questions as opposed to like answering them, especially since there is only one option, right? Like if I'm now looking at this and saying like, okay, it's low cost, but like I shouldn't trust it, then I might as well just go to another bridge.
I'm curious what the cost would be if I did actually have stables. Like maybe let's just try and put like, will it say anything?
No, you didn't.
Yeah. So I need to have it available. So it won't even give me like a quote, right? So this is something I also would call out because what I do on other bridges and swaps is like, I won't even connect my wallet because that's another step. I'll just put in numbers and I'll see, and I'll want to look at, okay, what are the routes available? What are the costs? What are the gas fees? And the fact that you don't even do this, it's another friction step. The UX is also something I'm not used to as someone that has done bridging in crypto before. It wasn't intuitive in the beginning. So I imagine someone comes here knowing that you are a bridge. They must have found you from somewhere else, maybe from the main eco site. Can we jump there?
Yeah. I
Thank
think
you.
we're done.
Wait, while you're doing that though, the one thing I also think would help is just like, again, we just got bricked in a number of different ways that we weren't able to do anything on the page. Like even sending to like resources of what you guys are building or why you did this, or like something else to do that doesn't make you feel like, okay, I literally got stuck and I had to leave, would probably be good.
On on this. One click full send is kind of rad. It was not true,
That
but
was
it is
also a
kind of cool.
beautiful animation.
Yeah, you
like
scroll
that.
into it. I do like this.
Ooh, that's pretty.
But you can't read any of this or because it went too fast. But that was really beautiful.
Top right could also be bigger. These are really pretty though.
Yeah, it's pretty. I like that there's stuff on the top.
Fast.
Yeah, really.
I'm like, I can't read, but it's beautiful.
I again like that there's a header that has all the things. If we click early access, that's when we get into the product, right? No? Click early
Is this
access.
going to portal?
No, it's
So
platform. It's for the SDK. Sorry, I'm not supposed to talk.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm supposed to talk. It's these questions I have to answer.
You're okay. We won't cut you.
Wait, you should probably say like SDK early access maybe on that also. Because I feel like I'm getting something like that I really want. Right now I'm just like, ooh, alpha.
I don't know, or maybe just keep this, but then how did we get to the app?
I'm so confused about that. Like where is the
echo?
portal? And we're not supposed to ask questions, Reka. So I think we just need to sit in our confusion and be a little lost.
The confusion is the feedback.
Yeah, and I do like it says like coming soon, and I guess these are buttons for the SDK, but I'm like, how do we get to the portal? What even is the portal?
Yeah. Is it if you click eco?
There is no portal.
The secret third thing that we got.
What happens if you click eco at the top left?
Okay, I'm clicking. It
Oh.
just takes me back to one
Okay.
click.
Makes sense. Maybe it was a secret third thing that we got as a gift to try.
Okay.
It was.
So is it linked from anywhere right now?
No.
Okay.
And also it's missing a call to action here. So it feels like this is only an SDK thing. And there's missing call to actions here.
Got it.
So the thing though is this landing page, as a user, it wouldn't make me want to go to the product. It's for developers, in my opinion. If that might be the case, but then I would revisit where you're sending your users from to the portal later. Portal should definitely have some text and some extra steps if I don't want to actually send stables or if I get stuck.
So wait, as I understand it, then this is like a proof of concept, like using the SDK, right? Yeah. Okay. So it's like almost the opposite. It's not like the SDK page is supposed to send you here necessarily, but it's like this is a demo that Eco built to show people what they can do.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, we're on time. So do you have any words for yourself?
No, thank you so much for the feedback. Yeah, we just released it as a showcase. We're integrating into the main site now. But before we did, we found out the roast was happening. So we were like, let's come in hot and let's find out all the gaps that we have. Thank you so much for the feedback. I'm going to take it and we're going to take the feedback and get it done.
Thank you. Thanks for coming and keeping the rules and everything. Beautiful. Thanks. We sat in our confusion. Hey, Emily, welcome to the roast.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Emily, we're strong right now. We're 50% of the screen.
Yeah.
Please introduce yourself, your project, and what we're about to see. And let me just say, I have one video of yours that I've been watching and rewatching and sending to people that I'm onboarding to ZK. It's called Speedrunning Rollups, and I love it. So thank you for making that.
Is this from DevCon?
Very odd. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Thank you for making it.
Thank you. That's my forte. So this is very new for me, but I'll introduce myself. Hi, I'm Emily. I lead the DevRel team here at Scroll. So if you don't know Scroll, we are a ZK rollup. So a layer 2 scaling solution focused on security primarily. I want to not say anything about it, maybe at all, and you guys let me know. I just want to set the context here. Something I'm working on that's like a Scroll project, but kind of not a Scroll project. I have lots of questions, but I'm not going to ask any of them. Caveat, I launched this in 20 hours. So if you head over to x.com, so there's only 2 tweets here. So I guess we'll have time for the, website as well, if you could. But
all right. So zero context, open economy. We're assuming
no banner.
No banner.
It's mysterious. It's provocative.
Very mysterious. What is the open economy?
Let's see the post. Introducing Open Campus.
I like how clear it is. I'm
Yeah.
not confused.
Yeah, I know exactly
There's a clear call to action. Feels exclusive.
Good job on not putting the link in the post also, because Twitter hates that.
I'm gonna click onto it. I will say, when you first like, I don't know how it looks on mobile, but you have to click on show more, and it's literally for this one word, which isn't necessary. Is there a call to action? Like, how do people?
Yeah, sign up in the link in bio. It's right there.
Oh, it's me.
Nice.
I'm not able to read.
It's okay. We're illiterate. That's why we're here.
No, I can't read either.
Same. No one taught me. Everything is computer, baby. Is this where it came from, or you just jumped on the thing? No. Where did everything is computer come from?
Am I allowed to say, or am I? Yeah. So I'm gonna because I'm gonna talk. This is actually an experiment we were running. So everything is computer is a quote from Donald Trump when he was exploring Tesla. That kind of went viral, and so we're like, how do we grow this account? Let's build something that's viral. Turns out nobody knows what everything is computer, so it didn't hit as hard as we'd like.
To be fair, I posted everything is computer on my brand account and my personal account. It's going.
Is it? Okay. So I think we
did good.
Yeah.
We did good? Okay. Because I was like...
you did good. I posted that also, except with whiteboards instead of computers. So it's some people get it, the people who get it.
Yeah. You get it. Okay, let's go see the website.
Okay.
We saw the 2 posts. Very, very mysterious launch, but also kind of clear what I'm gonna be getting into. Welcome to
You built this in 24 hours? Or what did you say, Emily?
It was me and one other person. He probably built most of it in 20 hours, and I was the cheerleader. But we were hacking together for 20 hours together. So
one thing that would be nice on here, just specifically, like as high as possible, would be the dates, just so that people know like when it's happening, so they can think about their calendars. And then the top right, I like those calls to action, but it would be good if those were a little bit bigger, probably.
It's so small.
Yeah.
Put things in the top. There's so much on the top left where everyone's eye is. There's nothing. So either put welcome to a little bit higher so you have more space for the dates below, or something else in the top left.
For 20 hours though, I really like this design and the apply button here. That's very strong. Because it came from Twitter and I read the pin post, I have some idea of what it is, but completely agree. Like the dates are really important for builders. And then I think there was also like some type of grant money. I remember seeing some type of currency. So put that incentive there as well. I'm going to scroll down. This is a lot of empty space here.
That's like a whole other section's worth of space, but
like, and then also this, I need to know who this is for. It's telling me it's for me, but I'm curious, like what type of builders are you looking for? What types of projects have been at Open Campus before? What types of projects do you want to fund? You want it to resonate, and I still don't see it here. So it's just telling me it's for me. So if I'm a builder, great. So it sounds like, I guess you're open to there's a lot of open space here.
I feel like it's a mystery game. It's also new. It's what? A few days old? Yeah. In the sense of like there's no previous ones to reference.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought there was, because there's these stamps.
No.
So this made me think like, oh, there's been open campuses all over the world.
No, that's future reference.
Oh.
Intention. Okay, let's go further down. All right.
Going down the rabbit hole.
I think it's same comment about the black. I think like the text could probably be closer together.
It's also who's us.
True.
All those builders are important to us. Who are you?
The Scroll Ecosystem Fund.
Or,
Scroll.
Oh, let's see if their FAQ answers our questions.
Let's go. Also, to be fair, I would probably find this promoted by Scroll and adjacent teams and members. So I would probably associate it with it. So I don't know. Let's go FAQ.
It's still missing the dates. Oh, here it is.
Can you go the
Wait,
screen?
I can't see it.
The screen isn't changed.
Oh, my bad, guys. Sorry. I was getting all the alpha.
Oh, okay. There's a lot of text.
Yeah, because it's everything you need to know, LDF.
I know, but I can't read. It doesn't teach me how to read, does it?
It's all the frequently asked questions.
It does not.
I think that the headings being bigger just so that people can scan through which questions they might have might help.
Yeah. Or like drop boxes, drop downs.
Actually, yeah, probably drop downs. I would move
Okay.
the dates of the program up to probably the first question to be answered.
Did
also.
it include the amount of support I'm getting? Because that's one of the first things that developers are looking for, aside from all the things, is no, but that's like kind of at the bottom, isn't it?
Yeah,
Is
there's
Oh.
the
how much?
30,000 relocation, and then there's also scroll tokens.
So can I say my thing?
Yeah, sorry.
It's that all the devs that I talk with, they're looking for, because they could literally be building everywhere. So what they're looking for is not just, grant money and everything, but what kind of longer term support they're going to get from the ecosystem for their go-to-market and everything. So
Distribution support.
mhm.
Yeah,
Maybe
fully.
that's worth including if you have any plans for that as well.
One other thing, just now that I'm reading, like that it's capped at 10 teams. I think that like adds an exclusivity factor that might be interesting to pull up further in some of the this is like competitive, like for 10 teams to be able to do this, as opposed to it just being like anyone can show up. Since you don't have previous examples of like, oh, these projects participated or any of those kinds of things, that might be a good hook also.
Also, I'm again the time police. We're almost at time, and we still have one more company project team to roast. So, Emily, do you have anything to say for yourself?
This is not as bad I was thinking it would be. So
Sorry.
We'll try harder next time.
No, it's fine. It's more like I'm not going to take any of your advice until I have time to breathe, because we're still in the
Fair.
process of literally building it right now. So like AC is being installed. But
Makes sense.
I feel like
Fair.
as long as I got the gist.
The recording's up, so you can come back to it anytime you want.
Yeah,
Or if you retained all the information, let's go.
Thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
on.
Thank
A boss
you.
just threw her here, by the way. So she came on not even knowing what was happening. So thank you to a boss. And thank you, Emily, for joining us today.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Let's go.
Hello.
Oh,
Last but not
Hey.
least,
legends.
Nice to
welcome.
meet you all.
Nice to meet you for the first
Cheer
time
up.
ever.
Oh my god, that's
Cheer
so cute.
Who are you people?
It reminds me of my baby. It's a
Where's
little
your
child.
berry, Reka?
It's not installed yet because I need a new case. All right. Welcome, Amelia. Welcome, Louis. Please introduce yourselves, your project, and what we're about to roast.
Amelia, you're on mute. My name's Louis. I'm working alongside Amelia building Soulmates.
Thanks, Louis. I'm Amelia. I'm the founder of Soulmates. And for those who don't know, Soulmates is building a new way to build meaningful in-person relationships by combining a AI agent called Cupid, an NFC-enabled bracelet that signals intent, and a curated experiences. And it's really built for the people who are sick of dating apps and sick of online social interactions. So we want you guys to roast our landing page, but more importantly, actually our socials. So X and Instagram.
Wait, do we have those links?
And Instagram.
I
They're
If
also
we
at
have
the bottom.
time.
choose one, X or Instagram.
Louis, which one do you want?
Let's do X. Everything on Instagram is also on X. I just think that Instagram's a little bit more concise, but we can also find all of that stuff on X.
All right. We're going to X.
Cohesive, baby. Cohesive
Discover
color.
meaningful connections in real life. Find your soulmates. I get it. This is like, I feel like the first sentence I read today on this whole roast where it just like, it makes sense.
I love that it says follow back. By the way, I love calling that out. Sorry, Emily. Header. header and pick make sense and they go well together. I would say I would love if you, well, maybe it's on the landing page and we can get to see that later. But I think the how and including AI and curated experiences and everything, I hope you talk a lot about that on the feed. So let's see.
One very small thing, but it looks like you have the website in like the website link, and then you also have what looks like you're saying to email, but I think that's also the website. So I think you can get rid of one of those just so that you can actually have a little bit more room to tell maybe like a subheader about like, yeah, exactly how people can be expected to find more meaningful connections.
Or yeah, just have one link.
And also clear. I think you can get rid of science and technology, to be honest.
Agreed. Or maybe that says IRL, or maybe it says in your heart, or maybe it says in your DMs, or maybe it says
you got your heart right there.
In your heart. Oh, perfect.
It could say on your mind, and then the next one says in your heart.
Aww. I just want to clean it up. I think like getting rid of more stuff will be helpful because you guys do have such strong visuals.
Okay, here's the pinned. So I'm wondering, like, did they meet on Soulmates? Because if they met on Soulmates, and that's such a strong testimonial to Soulmates, and I think as you grow, that would be really cool to tell stories of people that met on Soulmates. Color grading is excellent. Good job there. It matches our fire background.
Hey.
Cute.
I was like, is it blurred just for me? Like, is my internet bad? But I really like it on purpose. We love a product tease. Good format.
I like that everything is pointing back to the website also. Obviously, we haven't looked at the landing page for this yet, but I think redirecting people to a dedicated place continuously.
I do have to say that if you include a link in the first post on Twitter, it does worse in impressions. And we could see that on that post, it was like 200 or something in reach. So if you either say, if you just spell out the website and say dot or have spaces between the dot or put the link in the second post or even say, yeah, you just refer to the link elsewhere or else in another way and not in the first post. But it's clean, but it just doesn't do as well with reach. I like how much visual content there is.
Yeah.
Here's our fires.
That's
to break up the nice visual.
I know. I was like, we almost ruined the feed a little bit.
I also really think the video is really high production quality. Like you can tell I think there was like, sorry. But like the editing and the way it's designed, it's not, you're not using Canva, which is nice. I use Canva, as you can tell here.
Is this a self roast?
Yeah.
Do we turn the roast back and roast our own channels and content?
Yes, my critical voice is coming out right now. Okay, this looks like a repurpose. And actually, do you guys read this? This is actually so wholesome. Is it like spotting love in real life?
I wonder, are these like actual examples? Or I know you mentioned AI, like part of me reads some of these and wonders like how real it is just because I see it's not like getting a ton of engagement.
This would do whenever you're expanding to more channels like the Instagram, like maybe TikTok or Instagram, but just Reels, this would do really well with just some music and inspo pic or inspo videos and the text layover. People love reading that and it could be a whole wholesome vibe and it really fits your brand. Or even here, honestly, like either on an image, a static image, the text is like, the story is on an image and the text is fine for Twitter. But if you want to expand more, even more visuals, that could do well.
Well, even saying it's fine on Twitter, it's like I do think like clearly your media is getting a lot more engagement than just the plain text, especially if it's not like tagged to someone specific. I think it's easy for those things to just like not go far.
Also, we've scrolled down to only a week and you have a lot of content, which is great. I wonder if you could do more about the in-person and the interviews are in person, but if there's also big components of events, of upcoming events or post events or a collection of where maybe a world map and where have soulmates met before or something of more in-person connections. Or if I'm exploring this as a person who's never heard about this before, maybe I also would like to see, is this coming into my city anytime soon? So maybe almost like a upcoming where to expect it.
Yeah, it looks like you're testing different things because I think around here there's so much text and it's really high frequency, like Reka just called out. And it looks like you're now recently testing the video and also other forms of content with like teasing the bracelets. So here, I think as you're testing, just look back at your analytics and see what is actually working and double down on that. And I do think with this like spotted at and spying on love, that's a really beautiful series.
I have to say one thing is this looks AI, by the way. Like the text and how it's written and the hyphens and everything, this looks AI and it feels AI.
That's why I said that. Yeah.
When you read one, it's fine. And then you read 5 or 6 of them and it's clearly AI. And maybe that's not a bad thing. But when we're looking at a feed like this, it's easier to spot.
And same thing with the being able to like point it back to something. Like again, I think giving the anchor, whether it is to direct people to the website or for this to be like a recurring series or for them to look out. Like I think people need a reason to continue engaging as opposed to just being like, oh, that was cute and like not like it and move on.
Agreed.
So just for you guys to have context, we actually deployed the Cupid agent on X and Telegram. So half of what you're seeing is what's generated by our team, and then the other half is from our Cupid agent, which is constantly being iterated on. So you are correct to assume that it is AI.
You might want to have a separate account. I actually think that could be super interesting to be like Soulmates is just because, again, if you were trying to catch up, there's all this really high quality content that is coming from you guys, and having that be easy to reference in a short list and then say like, oh, we have this companion AI almost that's like high frequency, like really interesting outputs, whatever. I feel like that could do better.
One note on that though, the other thing to think about is if you have multiple pages, then it's multiple things you need to manage. It is actually interesting that you have an AI component and maybe you just QA it or review it before you post it and you add like by Cupid AI or whatever the name of your AI is. So readers who are on this main page know when it's this Cupid AI or Cupid character versus the other voices that you have. And less frequency.
It will build this trust, and otherwise you can build on it. Otherwise, yeah. So it's like the genuinity. Okay, we're running out of time, and I do want to give you guys a minute to say something for yourself / feedback for us. Go.
I mean, we were like curious to get your feedback on the Cupid side of things because it does post a lot, and it also responds to a lot of people, and she's still improving every day, needs a little bit of sort of love and attention, but it's I love the idea of doing like the signature by Cupid so that people get a sense of it. I am sort of anti creating multiple accounts, to be honest, but I think the signature is like a good balance and it's easy to add into the character file, so something that I could do today.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining. And for everyone watching, thanks for making it this far. We have over 1,000 viewers right now. That's excellent news for this random hour of a Tuesday. Thanks so much, guys, for joining. And thanks for all of our roasties that have come on. Thank you, LDF, for being a wonderful guest roaster with us. You've done a magnificent job. Barely any spice, but at least that fits into our regular brand of just wholesomely giving advice to people. So you fit perfectly in the team. We would love to have you back some other time.
Amazing. That was such a great roast of the roaster.
How was your experience, LDF?
I loved it. I would come back anytime.
Wow.
It seems we have a growing abundance of roasters that love doing this. So maybe we have to increase our frequency.
And if you'd like to be a roastie, we have a Google form. I will drop it somewhere in the comments or you'll see it in some of my previous posts. And it's really helpful if you sign up there because I will reach out to you on Twitter when we have another roast or possibly on Telegram. But yeah, thank you everyone for watching.
Thank you so much for joining. See you next time.
Are we doing this head nod?
Yeah.
We like to do this.
Until you quit.
Okay.